You know, I decide to do these two videos before I go to bed. It's a pity when you have the blind guiding the blind. A while ago, I had the opportunity to see the St. Lucian Prime Minister speaking about how he doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the time for doom and gloom, and he has time to build St. Lucia up and different things like that. And I think that was those words were coming from a man that don't really have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Refuse to call the nation of St. Lucia for a national day of prayer. You can't build unless the Lord builds the house. The builder builds in vain. And unless the Lord build a house, the builder build in vain. And I don't know how the Prime Minister of St. Lucia can build St. Lucia, because you will be building in vain. The fact is, St. Lucia has so much murders, and you're saying you don't care about doom and gloom. That is the words of a man that is senseless. It's a word of words coming from a man that is senseless. Today we had a tornado in Guadeloupe, which I saw tornadoes ravishing the island of St. Lucia. Tornadoes. You're going to have the volcano erupting and a great earthquake. And for a man to be speaking that way says that you are senseless and, you know, that you don't know God. I know a lot of these politicians, when they are in parliament, all they do is to quote scripture. You know, as a minister of the gospel, I'm a minister of the gospel, and there are ministers who quote scriptures and don't know God. Let's see, Nicodemus did not quote scripture, and he was the teacher of Israel, but still did not have a personal relationship. I want St. Lucians who understand the move of God to start to get yourself together, because a very powerful tornado is going to hit that island, and a very huge earthquake is going to hit that island. I saw water coming from Dauphin, joining into Mena. Listen to me. Castries on the water. Listen. I don't care how you look at it. The time has come for all of us to get our life together. These are the end time. When I heard the man saying he doesn't have the time for doom and gloom, all he has the time to build, you can't build. You cannot build anything. If you are building without God and without the presence of God, you are building in vain. Now, when we look at St. Lucia, when you go to St. Lucia, you see all of these houses. It looks like St. Lucia is prospering. St. Lucia is not prospering. St. Lucia is like in a hole. You have a lot of nations that look, it seems like they're prospering. I don't even think St. Lucia has enough money to pay the government staff and different things like that. Let's get it together. And we will see. If you said you don't have the time for doom and gloom, you will have the time when the tornado comes. You will have the time when the earthquake hits St. Lucia, that earthquake. You know, you can see, the last time I was in St. Lucia, I can literally see the sadness. You have all this when you're going up to Gros Islet. It looks like the people are prospering. It looks like things are going on. But St. Lucia is really a poor country. It's a poor country. And you can build. You can build. But anyone who builds without the Lord builds in vain. That's all I want to say. I want the Caribbean islands to look out for tsunamis, greater earthquakes, tornadoes hitting, which I said. So let's get it together. All right? Don't get tired.